Hey folks, it's a little bit different today. If you notice what's different, hit the comments and let me know. See if you can guess it before the end of the video when I'll tell you. But today we're going to do a little bit of a channel update, and I'm going to give you a bit of a tour of my YouTube setup behind me. A few people have been asking about it, and if you watch my channel regularly, you'll know that I'm a bit of a sucker for all the details. So I'm going to go through all of the little tricks that I've sort of done to make shortcuts and make it so that I can just get into this space and make things as quickly as possible. But anyway, for the channel update, we're actually going to go outside because we can now. So for anyone who hasn't been, welcome to the great British countryside. It's muddy as hell today, but I love it still. Very autumny, makes me want to eat soup. But anyway, in terms of a channel update, massive thank you to everyone who's joined us since the last update. We've gained, a whole bunch of new subscribers, so hi. Say hi in the comments, let me know, where you're from, what you do, and what brought you here. So what's different? I've got a new camera. I won't tell you which new camera it is. You still have to guess that in the comments, but it's a new camera which is going to make videos like this much easier, and it's going to help me post much more regularly. So I just kind of wanted to talk about my posting schedule and what my intentions are. What I'd really like to do is post one sort of really high detail, high value video every week for you guys, and then fill in the gaps with videos that are a bit shorter, a bit more spontaneous in the week. So that's my intention, and that's what I want to get to. But I'm not quite there yet, but I will be really soon. So but on the new camera, don't consider this a test of what the new camera can do. I'm literally just out for a walk. I'm not making films or anything. Got one little lens, is the 18mm 2.8 from Samyang, so it's pretty affordable lens for anyone who's interested in this. But yeah, let's get on with the YouTube setup, because a lot of people have been asking about that in the comments, so hopefully you'll find that really useful, and if you do, make sure you hit the like button. Anyway, back to the YouTube setup. So the first thing we're going to look at here is my camera. A bit of a clue there as to what's changed, but this is the A7S II from Sony. It's a really great camera. Its weakness is its autofocus. Again, a clue as to when I said we're gonna go outside, because we can. I've been not vlogging very much because vlogging on this is a nightmare. No flip out screen and quite bad autofocus makes it a real challenge, and therefore makes it very difficult to do. But for all my videos, they've been shot on this here, and here you can see this is a Samyang 24mm 2.8. These are sort of Samyang's cheaper kind of mirrorless lenses, and they are really good. I'm shooting on another one right now. I've got some pretty expensive lenses, but I use these a lot, these little plastic ones. They're great for traveling, and they are quite affordable for camera lenses, for full frame cameras. So I've got that there, and then again you can see on the front here there is a teleprompter, and I use that for when I've got to do videos with quite a lot of information, so I can recall a lot of it. I don't use it so much for scripts, but I put all the information on the screen so that I can recall it quite easily. Now this was quite expensive for what it is, but I do use it a lot. And then in terms of lights, you can see I have a Godox SL60W mounted on the ceiling or the wall on this Niwa sort of wall mount for lights, and that means I can sort of move this anywhere I want in the room. It's actually really useful, and it's much stronger than I thought it was going to be. It was a little bit of a challenge to mount in a way that means that when it's fully extended it's still strong, but I've managed it. And then you can see I have a softbox here. I've recently bought this one from Nice Photo because it's collapsible. I think it's a copy of the new Aperture ones, which are they're collapsible rather than being pulled apart, because when I do video stuff out of here I can collapse that quite easily and I don't have to rebuild it. So the next light here is this ring light. It's a cheap one. I don't know who makes it, but I'll link something similar in the description. I use this to sit behind me, and what that will do is it kind of frames you and separates you from the background. You can use any light for this. You can use a lamp or a light like this, or any kind of light at all, builder's light. And what that'll do is it'll separate you from the background, and if it's a lamp it will also give you a little bit of backlight as well, and it just makes the frame a little easier on the eye. This doesn't give me any backlight, but these guys here, these do. These are sort of a kind of a practical light that sits in the back. They're quite dim. These were pretty cheap, so I'll link these in the description. So what these will do, you can see it's happening now probably, you know, they're giving me a little bit of backlight on my shoulder and on the side of my face here, and it sort of warms it up a little bit and gives a little tiny bit of color contrast there as well. So in terms of audio, I have this Sennheiser MKE 600. I use this most of the time, and I also use this is the Rode NTG2, both shotgun mics. And then you can see on the ceiling here that I mount this onto this microphone, which, hold on. I mount this onto the microphone, and then that is mounted to the ceiling, so I can actually fold this away quite easily. And then the cable runs all the way across the top, all the way to here, and then down into this mixer here. Now, you don't need a mixer like this. I'm really just using this for phantom power and then an easy way to change the input volume into the camera. Ignore the outboard gear here, I don't use that for this. I use this for live streams, but I don't use these for my YouTube stuff. So that's the microphone goes into here, and then this will connect into the camera, and I record the audio directly into the camera. So finally, the thing that's probably made the biggest difference in this space, especially in terms of audio, is actually simply these blankets here. I drape these all around the place to dampen the sound. And if you want to achieve better audio, think about microphones, but before you think about microphones, think about your environment. If it's an echoey space, use something like these. I'll link them in the description. Use something like this to make the space sound better. It will make a huge difference. If I was to use an expensive-ish microphone like this one in a bathroom, for example, it's going to sound terrible unless that's the sound you want to go for, but it's going to sound terrible for a YouTube video. So, you know, treat the environment before you invest in gear. So I really hope you found that useful, and I'm still pretty new to this, so if you have any suggestions yourself, let me know in the comments. If this is the first video of mine that you're watching, I'll put some of my more normal videos up on the screen right now so you can decide whether you want to keep watching, and if you are at all interested in those, it's definitely worth considering hitting the subscribe button. If you do that, I will see you in the next video.